technology missions focused on technological enhancements for rejuvenating agriculture and its subsector. Now, the first mission is Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture. Then we have to cover National Mission on Agriculture, Extension and Technology. Then we'll move on to National Mission on Oil Seeds and Oil Palm. Subsequently, we'll move on to National Saffron Mission and missions on oilseed, pulses, and maize. Then we'll cover National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture and National Food Security Mission. And ultimately, we'll cover Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. So let's start. Now, the National Horticulture Mission, that is the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, is a centrally sponsored scheme for holistic growth of horticulture sector covering fruits, vegetables, root, tuber crops, mushrooms, spices, flowers, aromatic plants, coconut, cashew, cocoa, and bamboo. Now, bamboo is also included in horticulture. Now, under the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, Government of India contributes 60% of the total outlay for developmental programs in all states except in Northeast and Himalayan states where the share is more. Now, 40% of the share is to be contributed by the state governments. Now, in case of Northeastern states and Himalayan states, Government of India contributes 90%. In case of National Horticulture Board, Coconut Development Board, Central Institute of Horticulture, Nagaland and national level agencies, Government of India contributes 100%. Now, Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture also provides technical advice and administrative support to state governments and state horticulture missions for the saffron mission and other horticulture related activities like Vegetable Initiative for Urban Clusters funded by Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, which is the national mission, also for National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture. Now, Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture was approved in 2013 and it targeted to achieve a growth rate of 7.2% in horticulture sector in the 12th five-year plan. The interventions under MIDH will have a blend of technological adaptation supported with the fiscal incentives for attracting farmers as well as entrepreneurs involved in the horticulture sector. It has subsumed 6 ongoing schemes, which were National Horticulture Mission. Now, National Horticulture Mission's key objective is to develop horticulture to the maximum potential available in the state and to augment production of all horticultural products in the states. Other objectives include to provide holistic growth of horticulture sector through an area-based, regionally differentiated strategies. It also wants to enhance the horticulture production, improve nutritional security and income support to farm households. Now, it also wants to establish convergence and synergy among multiple ongoing and planned programs for horticulture development. It aims to promote, develop, and disseminate technologies through a seamless blend of traditional wisdom as well as modern scientific knowledge. Now, it also wants to create opportunities for employment generation for skilled and unskilled persons, especially unemployed youth. Now, National Mission in Northeast and Himalayan states is part of the MIDH scheme being implemented for overall development of horticulture in Northeast and Himalayan state. The mission covers all Northeast states, including Sikkim, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and 2 Himalayan states of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Now, the mission addresses entire spectrum of horticulture from production to consumption through backward and forward linkages and target the small and marginal farmers of Northeast and other Himalayan states. Now, National Bamboo Mission is applied in all the states and union territories to address development issues of bamboo. It mainly emphasized on propagation and cultivation of bamboo with limited effort on processing, product development, and value addition. Now, the restructured National Mission Bamboo Mission was approved by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. The mission envisages promoting holistic growth of bamboo sector by adopting area-based, regionally differentiated strategy and to increase the area under bamboo cultivation and marketing. Now, the restructured National Bamboo Mission strives to achieve the following. It wants to increase the area under bamboo plantation in non-forest, government and private land to supplement farm income and contribute towards resilience to climate change. Now, it wants to improve post-harvest management through establishment of innovative primary processing units, treatment and seasoning plants, primary treatment and seasoning plants, preservation technologies, and market infrastructure. It also wants to promote development in micro, small, and medium level and feed bigger industries. It wants to rejuvenate the underdeveloped bamboo sector in India to promote skill development, capacity building, awareness generation for development of bamboo sector. Now, the Coconut Development Board scheme is applied in all states and union territories producing coconut. Now, Central Institute of Horticulture schemes. This scheme is implemented in northeastern states with focus on human resource development and capacity building. Now, the National Horticulture Board implements programs such as sub schemes of MIDH. Now, National Horticulture Board will also house the national level technical support team under MIDH, including National Horticulture Mission and National Bamboo Mission, and extend administrative, logistic, and personal support towards their implementation. Now, the list of National Horticulture Board scheme is given as under. So, it is the development of commercial horticulture through production and post harvest management of horticulture crops. Capital Investment Subsidy Scheme for construction, expansion, and modernization of cold storage and storage of horticulture products. Now, Technology Development and Transfer for promotion of horticulture, Market Information Scheme for horticulture crops, and Horticulture Promotion Services and Expert Services. Moving on to National Mission on Agriculture, Extension and Technology, the aim of the mission is to restructure and strengthen agricultural extension to enable delivery of appropriate technology and improved agronomic practices to the farmers. This is envisaged to be achieved through a judicious mix of extensive physical outreach and interactive methods of information dissemination, use of information and communication technology, popularization of modern and appropriate technologies, capacity building and institutional strengthening to promote mechanization, availability of quality seeds, plant protection, etc. It also wants to encourage aggregation of farmers into interest groups like farmer interest groups to form farmer producer organizations, that is FPO. Now, NMET schemes for includes four submission: the submission on agriculture extension, the submission on seed planting material, the submission on agriculture mechanization, and the submission on plant protection and plant quarantine. So, the submission on agriculture extension may be defined as the delivery of information inputs to farmers to increase agricultural productivity. It is application of scientific research and technology to agricultural practices through farmer education. Now, SMAE will focus on awareness creation and enhanced use of appropriate technologies in agriculture and allied sectors. Now, personal training under Agri Clinic, Agri Business Center scheme, and Diploma in Agriculture Extension Service for input dealers will also be provided. Will also provide extension service to farmers. Now, submission on seed and planting material. The interventions included in seed submission on seed and planting material will cover entire gamut of seed chain from nucleus seed to supply to farmers for sowing and also to major stakeholders in the seed chain, and also provide for support for infrastructure to create an enabling environment for development to the sector. Now, SMSP also envisages strengthening of protection of plant varieties and farmers' right authorities in order to put in place an effective system for protection of plant varieties, right of farmers and plant breeders, and to encourage development of new varieties of plant. Now, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act of 2001 aims at an effective system for IPR protection of plants varieties and rights of the breeders, including that of farmers. The protection period is 15 years and 18 years in case of trees and vines. Now, the objectives of the Act are to recognize and protect the rights of farmers in respect of contributions made by them at any time in conserving, improving, and making available plant genetic resources for development of new plant varieties. It also wants to accelerate agricultural development in the country, protect plant breeders' rights, stimulate investment for research and development in both public and private sector, or the development of new plant varieties. It wants to facilitate the growth of seed industry in the country. A farmer is entitled to save, use, sow, resow, exchange, share, or sell his farm produce, including seeds of variety protected under the FPPV and FR Act of 2001 without the brand name. So IPR seeds can be used by the farmers, which was the dispute in case of Lay's and Frito-Lay's potato chips. Now, moving on to submission on agricultural mechanization. It will focus on farm mechanization. The sub scheme will cater to the need of small and marginal farmers through institutional arrangements such as custom hiring centers, mechanization of selected villages, subsidy for procurement of machines and equipments, etc. Now, the submission on plant protection and plant quarantine, it envisages to increase agricultural production by keeping the crop disease free using scientific and environment friendly techniques through promotion of integrated pest management. Now, moving on to the National Mission on Oil Seeds and Oil Palm. It was launched during the 2014-15 financial year, and it envisages increasing production and productivity of oilseed crops and oil palm through bringing in fallow areas under oilseed crop and diversification of areas from low yielding cereals. It aims to achieve the required target by addressing major constraints to crop productivity through promotion of relevant technological interventions. Now, the strategy under the National Mission on Oilseeds and Oil Palm involves increasing seed replacement ratio, increasing irrigation coverage from 26% to 36%, diversification of area from low yielding cereal crops to oilseed crops, intercropping of oilseeds with cereal, pulses, sugarcane, etc., use of fallow land after paddy, potato cultivation, expansion of cultivation of oil palm in wasteland and watersheds, increasing availability of quality planting material of oil palm and tree-borne oilseeds. It also wants to enhance the procurement of oilseeds and collection and processing of the tree-borne oilseeds. Now, the mission includes three mini missions. It is the mini mission 1, 2, and 3. So, the 1 is focused at increasing production and productivity of oilseeds, whereas mini mission 2 will bring additional 1.2 lakh hectares of area under oil palm cultivation through area expansion approach in states, including utilization of wasteland with increase in the productivity of fresh fruit bunches. Now, mini mission third will focus on enhancing the seed collection of tree-borne oil seeds from 9 lakh tons to 14 lakh tons and to augment elite planting material for area expansion under wasteland. Moving on to the National Saffron Mission. National Saffron Mission started almost a decade ago to boost the production of prized product in Kashmir Valley. The program was launched with the objective of increasing saffron production quality and boosting growers' income by doubling it. The revival program was aimed to employ scientific techniques to rejuvenate saffron bulbs as well as to provide groundwater irrigations through borewells and sprinklers, powered tillers, and high-tech saffron parks with mechanized processing as well as testing laboratories and e-trading facility. Now, moving on to the technology mission on oilseed, pulses, and maize. The schemes under TMPO are Oilseed Production Program, National Pulses Development Program, Accelerated Maize Development Program, Post Harvest Technology, Oil Palm Development Program, and National Oilseeds and Vegetable Oil Development Board. Now, in 2004, during the 10th 5-year plan, OPP, OPDP, AMDP, and NPDP were merged into centrally sponsored integrated scheme of oilseed, pulses, and oil palm and maize. The ISOPOM aims to provide flexibility to states in implementation of these programs based on regionally differentiated approach and to promote crop diversification and to provide focused approach to the program. Now, the National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture is aimed at making agriculture more productive, sustainable, remunerative, and climate resilient by promoting sustainable agriculture best suited to the specific agroecology. It also wants to promote integrated farming, ensure appropriate soil management, synergize the resource conservation technology, mainstream rainfed technologies, and promoting efficient water management practices. Now, moving on to the National Food Security Mission. In view of stagnating food grain production and increasing consumption need of the growing population, The government of India launched this centrally sponsored scheme, which is the National Food Security Mission, in October 2007. The mission met with an overwhelming success and achieved the targeted additional production of rice, wheat, and pulses. The mission contributed during 12th five-year plan with new targets of additional production of food grains of 25 million tons of food grains comprising 10 million tons of rice, 8 million tons of wheat, and 4 million tons of pulses. Now 3 million tons of coarse cereals by the end of 12th five-year plan was also produced. Based on the past experience and performance of 12th plan, the program is being continued to 2019-20, which is coterminous with the 14th Finance Commission period. Now, the target to achieve are 13 million tons of additional food grain production, comprising of 5 million tons of rice, 3 million tons of wheat, and 3 million tons of pulses, and also 2 million tons of coarse cereals. Now, in National Food Security Mission during 2016-17, new initiatives to enhance production and productivity, such as creation of seed hubs, technology demonstration by Krishi Vigyan Kendras, and use of biofertilizers and bioagent labs, etc., has been adopted. Now, moving on to the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, it was launched as a flagship scheme of the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare in 2007-8 to incentivize states to drop comprehensive agriculture development plans taking into account the agroclimatic conditions, natural resources, and technology for ensuring more inclusive and integrated development of agriculture and allied resource sectors. Now, the scheme was implemented as a state plan scheme till the end of financial year 2013-14 and now is being implemented as a CSS, which is centrally sponsored scheme, as a state plan scheme thereafter. Now, the scheme has been remapped into the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana remunerative approach for agriculture and allied sector rejuvenation, which is RKVY Raftar, for implementation from 2017-18 to 19-20, with major focus on pre and post harvest infrastructure, besides promoting agri entrepreneurship, innovations, and value addition. That'll be it. Now, the objectives of RKVY Raftar schemes are to strengthen the efforts of the farmers through creation of pre and post harvest agricultural infrastructure that increases access to quality input, storage, market facility, etc. It wants to provide autonomy, flexibility to states to plan and execute schemes as per the local farmers' need. It wants to promote value chain addition, linked production models that will help farmers increase their income as well as encourage production and productivity. It wants to mitigate the risk of farmers with focus on additional income generation activities, integrated farming, mushroom cultivation, beekeeping, aromatic plant cultivation, floriculture, etc. It will also attend to the national priorities through several sub schemes and empower youth through skill development, innovation, agri entrepreneurship based business models that attract them to agriculture. That'll be it.